when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All that I tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our whole new world. All that I tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All that I tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome
welcome back everyone to Nerd TV for another RSR Next Generation Cup Series race, this time live from the simulated Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to see the next gen cars tackle this 1.5 mile semi-fictional track here. 72 degrees on the surface, 41% humidity, clear skies but with a picture of a cloud because why not, and 11-mile-an-hour winds. And should be a really good race. We already seen one Next Gen Cup Series recently here at Chicagoland on the iRacing platform, and it was a great race. I'm expecting a lot more fun here this evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs, and to my right hand side, a crystal clear Dustin Loxton, aka Ballistic. How's it going tonight?
It's going good. Like you said, we have already seen one fantastic race here. Was not this past Sunday, but the Sunday prior for the Global Racing Truck Series. We had seen put on an excellent race here as well. But it's look forward to some good racing here. Chicagoland, Jeremy, you know how it is. One of my home tracks. I was heartbroken when they pulled this off the actual schedule. We've had many discussions over this. I definitely think Kentucky should have been the one pulled and Chicagoland stay. But that's why we don't make the big bucks. We don't make the big decisions. But we can at least still enjoy it on the iRacing platform. So these guys here are definitely going to put on a good show. This track poses excellent racing, multi-groove all the way around. It's one of the very few tracks that you literally turn the whole time. Your wheel is never straight. This backstretch is completely a real wide curve. And by wide curve, there's your backstretch right there. It is nothing but a curve from turn 2 all the way to turn 3. As Richie Coy sitting down there watching the guys go by and enjoying a really good view. If he doesn't get hit, oh my goodness. But should be a good race nonetheless, Jeremy.
What a way to park the car. Is that Josh Williams on the backside of the track over there? Just hashtag parked it right
Parked it. He's like,
center.
You guys go get it. I'm done. Oh, there he goes. He heard us. He goes, no, we're going.
Hey, there she goes. That's probably a little bit safer there to get this car rolling back on the pit road. We got a minute and a half left in this practice session, Dustin, and we'll kind of go over some names. Of course, you got Ryan Bean, Adam Bouton, Richie Coy. That's third, fourth, fifth. But look at first and second. The 34, Nolan Potter, top of the charts. The only driver to hit a 30.795. Dwayne Furtick in the 25, running a 30.828 P2. So it's nice to see some other names there within the top 5 mixing up a little bit. So this 34 and 25, I know the 34 has always had potential. He's had very good weeks at times. And then Dwayne Furtick, he's newer. And this is the first time we've seen him P3 or in a top 3 in the practice session. So things are looking great for that Logitech Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of drivers that they have certain tracks they run a lot better at. You look at short tracks. I typically run better at Bristol than I do Martinsville. You know, that Bristol is that driver's choice track for me. Chicagoland could be that choice track for Dwayne Furtick, you know. And like you said, when we had talked with Ryan Bean and Nathan Campbell and some of the other stealth drivers, they always said that Nolan Potter was one of those drivers that definitely had that potential. He'd been getting better, been getting faster, and it's showcasing it right now. He's at the top of the timing charts, and he's in a bracket of his own right now. So looking pretty good. We got 26 drivers slotted in the server right now. Should be a good field, Jeremy, and we know that this track always poses great racing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to kick this thing over to qualifying. But before we go off the screen, I got points updates for you. Last week we mentioned top 10 is locked into the chase format. We kind of split this a little bit weird over that 2-week off week we had a couple weeks ago. And so the top 10 is locked in. But 11 through 16, that's the guys that are trying to stay in the points hunt. That's Jeff Chandler, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Zach Wilson, Cole Brown, Travis Strojny, and Jerry Culver. Those guys are in the bubble. The ones who are trying to look in right now, Alex Tilley, Brandon Gagnon, Caden Lee, Alexander Hodge, and Hunter Bailey with Brian Fine. He picked up that win. He's not guaranteed a points lock-in on wins. I think I quoted that or misquoted it last week, so he is not locked in. He needs to still find points to get there. Currently 22nd there, about looks like 30 points from being in 11th place. So there's your drivers to keep a lookout here tonight. But we're going to kick it over to full screen qualifying. And we're going to ride on board with that number 34. It's a quite fitting sponsor, Dustin Nerds, right? Well, you said you had that camera fixed. What was that?
It was, I tested it out. It was fixed, and it went completely back to bonkers again. I feel so left out without my drone cam. It's not even funny. That has been something that I've been working on, and no joke, I tested it out beforehand. I was riding on board with Richie Coy, man. I was flying the drone all around his car, and then we try it once here, and it's shot.
Apparently so. The Nerd TV has the nerds on the camera upside down because it's the hood sponsor. Cross the line there for his second lap, puts him at a 30.898, currently P1 out of 7, 8, now 9 qualifying times. See Doyle Lawrence on the YouTube chat. Doyle, I just want to let you know, I am using your Corvette scheme currently. It is favorited and set for my car on the iRacing Corvette service, so thanks for that. Wanted to give you a shout out there. And yeah, Jeff Chandler, currently rocking P5 at the moment. Adam Boughton jumps up just barely over Nolan Potter with a 30.893, puts him P1 so far out of the 15 times.
Hey, Doyle, I want you to know that if I actually drove the Corvette, I would totally rock your Corvette paint scheme. But I'm not as cool as Jeremy. So just know that theoretically, in mind and spirit, I would have favored it and raced it as well. But I didn't want you to feel like I didn't care. But look at this, Jeremy. 3 drivers, your top 3 are at a 30.89. Had to go to the 3rd decimal point to cycle those out. Nathan Campbell takes the top spot over Adam Boughton right now. So again, your top 3 on your timing tower on the right, 30.89. If you want to know how close the racing is going to be tonight, there's your sign.
Yeah, I mean, you got the 3 8s that are rowing next to each other, right? And then 4th and 5th and 6th. Look at that. 907, 909, 911, 938. Those are all really close. There's
Coy,
Richie.
first one in the .7 bracket.
Yeah, in the qualifying session, one driver hit it in practice. That was Nolan Potter. Now only one driver in the qualifying session, which is Richie Coy in the 19. So this is a good telling sign that Richie's firing on all cylinders here tonight, as we still have drivers kind of filing in here. Just a few drivers left us and to make a qualifying time. 3 without posted. Travis is on track. Zach Strengthenall is probably not, and Michael Sheffield not on, but yeah, no, we got minute and a quarter left, and just a couple drivers left to post their second lap times.
Yeah, and these qualifying times are so close. Campbell actually did on his second lap knock 500ths off, and Ryan Bean, second driver to hit the .7 bracket, takes that top spot. So these qualifying times, Jeremy, are so close right now. And folks, if you think that you know, oh yeah, they're just hot laps, you know, they're going to go out there, what's it going to be like in the race? No, these drivers are going to be close all race long. That's just what this league and this set of drivers, that's just what they do, and that's what this track it provides. It's probably some of the best racing if you have the right group of individuals and the right car there. You pose excellent racing action all race long.
This is Chicagoland and multi-grooved, a lot of side-by-side, a lot of battles you're going to see all night long for the 135 laps for the BestOne Tire 200. And we winded it down, 5 seconds left. And Ryan Bean jumps ahead of Richie Coy with a 7:44. So Ryan Bean, Richie Coy will be your starting front row here for the 135 laps of Chicago. We're going to let them take a moment to hit the grid here on the front straightaway. And then and we thought we were going to have the drone camera walk down the grid, but we'll do it the old vanilla style here, of course.
I'm still working on it. I don't get it. It's one of those, technology is a wonderful thing when it decides to actually work properly. Unfortunately, in our day and age, it'll work one day, and the next time you come in, it won't work anymore. And that's exactly what happened on this. 1 week, it was working fine. The next week we come in, You see the awesome issues that we have. I mean, this thing just rotates all around and flippity flops, and there's no. Yeah, I hope you don't get car sick because it's gonna happen.
Here we go. All right. Well, starting lineup here for the best one tire. 200 Ryan Bean, Richie Coy, P1 and P2. You got Nathan Campbell and Adam Boughton for your second row. Third row, you'll find Nolan Potter and Zach Wilson. Fourth row is Dwayne Furtick and Bob Fitzpatrick. Row number 5 will be Kevin Ruff and Brock Potter. Row 6, Michael Carter and Jeff Chandler. Row number 7 will be Tony Ludi and Kane Lee. Row 8, Justin Hendry and Brian Fine, last week's winner. 17th and 18th, Christopher James. I believe that's a new name. Correct me if I'm wrong. And 18th is Hunter Bailey. 19th, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. 20th place, Jerry Culver. 21st, John Velocity, and also newcomer Hudson Geiger, I think is a new name.
It is.
23rd place, Travis Strojny. 24th, Steve Potter. And Zach Strenthal did not post time. Neither did Michael Sheffield. Both are not on track. So I think, Dustin, we have 26 entries, but 24 are going to be on track. And also the 17 being new. He did qualify 22nd, but he has requested an EOL. So he will start 24th when they take the green flag.
Yeah, Hudson Geiger is a new one. So is Christopher James. They are new this week. So it's not uncommon for drivers like that are brand new to request that EOL, just because they're trying to get used to the drivers, they're trying to get used to the atmosphere and everything else. So, but much like a lot of the drivers we've seen come into this league here, I mean, once they get that feel and they get that comfort level, Jeremy, I mean, don't be surprised to see these drivers starting to mingle a little bit with our series veterans.
Hey man, you just put on a set of Best One tires and you can just be as comfortable as you can around this track. Does not matter the situation, if you're new or a veteran, to the RSR Next Generation Cup Series here. But we're going to go green flag in a half a lap. 28 going to be P1 here, of course. Very familiar spot for most of these guys within the top 10. And you guys are in for a show with all the 2 wide racing, potential 3 wides.
He's got
Don't
your
expect
car
to see
too, Jeremy.
4, but do what?
Ryan Bean's got your car again.
I mean, he's got my driver's sponsor.
Well, no, that was the one that you said you really enjoyed, and then he kind of switched it up when he was doing that for sale joke thing for a while.
That's true. I mean, that's true. I like the blue color on here, the flat, darker blue, but here we go. Green flag is out. This thing is underway. The number 10 leaves the 19 hanging there out to dry. The bottom 3 all teammates, nose to tail, helping each other out. Oh, the 45 is going to delete the 20, at least try to, from the race lead early on in turn 1 and turn 2. 28 Bean's going to have the preferred lane on exit, going to clear him. Richie Coy has the door opened up. You see 3 wide almost happening already. That's Adam Boughton leading the 51 of Wilson. Head off into turn 3. Deep into that entry there with the 25 of Dwayne Furtick. He's going to choke up a little bit behind Bob Fitzpatrick. He's going to shift to the top and try to make the pass on the outside.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers trying to figure out exactly where they want to be at for the first couple laps. It's going to be hairy like this until they get that feel. I mean, looking further back right now, it's your battle just outside the top 10, Jeremy, and they're 2 pushing almost 3 wide right there as well. So it's going to be close racing like this for a lot of laps, even after green flag pit stops and you get those little pockets and packets of different drivers. They're still going to be racing like this. It's going to be essentially single to possibly double file down the front and back stretch. You see some drivers staying above the white line, some going below to the apron. But when you get to that corner, you're going to see that fan out effect as drivers are using that first lane, the second lane, third lane. And yes, you will have some of those wall seekers like that are pushing that fourth lane up there, just skimming that wall.
Now you'll find that 10, 15 lap. Oh, Hunter Bailey's going to get the bumper from the number 12. And turn number 3, that's going to be Robert Fitzpatrick showing Hunter Bailey, hey, how you doing? And going to shift him up the track, going to make the pass down the inside. Headed off into turn number 1. A lot of drivers, Dustin, still side by side right in front of me. See almost 3 wide here, as I think that's the 31 of Jeff Chandler running red and black colors this time. They go back to 2 wide down the curved back straightaway here for lap number 4.
Yeah, that is Jeff Chandler's Victory Fuel version of the car. Little different than his Nerditudes green and black, but that is the red and black Victory Fuel. Again, fantastic paint scheme by Doyle Lawrence, as always. But this racing here, this is what we're talking about, and this is not where Jeff Chandler wants to be, Jeremy. You had mentioned the points prior, and right now Jeff Chandler is at the top of that list of drivers trying to make it in. He's at the very top of it, but it is close racing, and he does not want to be putting himself... Oh, hard contact! Hunter Bailey on the wall! Destroyed that front nose there. Oh, no caution as we continue going, but Jeremy, that right front is locked up. That car is destroyed right now.
5.5 laps into this race, and he is done virtue of a little bit of contact, continuing with the number 12 there of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. Now, the 7 kind of drove down into his door panel, but the weird part was that contact. It didn't look that heavy, but it shredded the front end off Hunter's car. There's a turn down. He bounced off the, looks like the safer barrier, hit the door panel, squared, moves up the track, and that little motion just shredded that thing entirely. And this is all but it there for Hunter Bailey in the number 7.
Oh, it's a tough break, too. Him and the 12, though, had been racing so hard. That's Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. in that 12. They've been racing so hard since about a lap and a half, 2 laps ago with that contact, that bumper contact there. So it's just not a lot of room there. And especially when, you're up top, it almost looked like Hunter tried to turn down a little bit more. He sensed that he was getting a little too close for comfort to that safer barrier and tried to give himself a little bit more room. And unfortunately, the 12 was right there. So that's the tough thing about running that high line. But Jeremy, this is what we're talking about right now. Look at your top 6, even further back. I mean, it's outside of your top 10 is all in that straight line going down that back stretch. But going into that corner, they're fanning it out here, going 2, almost 3 wide in certain areas.
As they complete lap number 8, going to lap number 9. Everyone's single file for the most part inside the top 10. Michelle Rittenberry on the YouTube side saying, "Hey, Dustin and Jeremy, let's go, Kevin." Well, Kevin right now is running in that 10th position, single file right behind Jeff Chandler, right ahead of the number 8 of Michael Carter as Jeff Chandler makes the pass to make that 2 wide into turn 3. Jeff Chandler cleans that pass over Adam. Now he's going to go for the 2-for-1 special underneath Bob Fitzpatrick in the black and green number 3. At the line, the 3 is going to keep that at the moment. But Adam Bowden goes to the top, and this is our first 3 wide into turn number 1, Dustin.
Yeah, 3 wide. You got Chandler on the bottom. You got Fitzpatrick Jr. in the center. Bowden up top. Oh, Chandler drifts up into the 3 of Fitzpatrick Jr. there. That's going to slow him up. He's going to lose positions on that one as he has to gather that one back up. That's the tough thing, Jeremy, going 3 wide. That middle lane and that high lane, they can sit here and let it roll off pretty good, but that bottom lane can get choked up like that, and they have to roll out of the throttle to prevent getting into the car in the middle lane just above them. So it takes a certain type of finesse to run 3 wide here at Chicagoland.
Yeah, Doyle Lawrence, whenever you send Jeff Chandler a car, make sure you take out that spring rubber out of the right rear to get that thing to rotate in the center. Did not help the 31's case there as he's trying to get back where he was. He did pass the 8 and the 99 pretty quickly, but then he lost it because he got really tight there in that 3-wide situation. Michael Carter and 8 right in front of him here. They're going to complete lap number 11 this time. That's going to move Chandler back to P11 on lap 11 here. Single file once more through 1 and 2 for the majority of this field. And it looks like that top 6 has a 2.5 breakaway over the rest of the field.
Yeah, 2.5 breakaway, but what I'm looking at is your top 4 right here. This racing is getting heated up pretty good. Obviously, you can tell being led by the 28 of Bean, but that battle right now for the 2nd position is heating up as Richie Coy was trying to put pressure on Nathan Campbell, but that pressure was eaten up real fast as Nolan Potter starts battling Richie Coy right now. So that is your battle for 3rd on screen as Nathan Campbell sets his sights for his stealth teammate of Ryan Bean right now. So again, just because these guys are up in the top 4 and they got that buffer over 5th place on back does not mean they are taking it easy on each other for sure.
Absolutely. They got a little breakaway to being comfortable in the top 5, but at the same time, you're here to win the race and not finish anywhere else. So these guys are still going to race each other hard as they can. Stealth Motorsports does not let back even with their teammates. We've seen it week in, week out, and right now the top 3 is them right now, Nerd Esports drivers. The first one to break that train, that is Richie Coy. Then you got Zach Wilson sitting in that 5th place, a half a second over the number 4,
He's been
Brock
creeping.
Potter.
Wilson's been creeping in, too, as these guys have been battling it, Jeremy.
Well, I guess you've been looking at that times more than me. I have not noticed that, but we're going to continue to kind of check that at the line this time. It was 0.4. Now it's 0.5, so maybe a little bit of slip up with the broadcasters talking about him. But he's running by himself. He's got clean air on the nose. He's got the draft on the straightaways for this pack in front, who just continue to button up closer and closer. Dustin, that 34-19, they went single file for a little bit, and they have caught the 28 and the 45 again.
Yeah, but that was short-lived. You see Richie Coy back on the attack again on that low line. But again, it's going to be real tough to beat that high line momentum run off of turn 4 going through that tri-oval. As you see, the 34 of Nolan Potter now has that. But Richie Coy still trying to battle, though, Jeremy. He's still trying to make that low line work. But look at your 2 leaders right now, 1st and 2nd place. As those 2 were battling, Nolan and Richie were right on the back bumper of Campbell, and now there's like a 4 or 5 car length difference now in between them as those 2 were battling. But you seen Nathan Campbell, he was looking. But Jeremy, as I was saying, look who's sneaking into that picture. He's closed up there. That's Zach Wilson. He's almost right on the back bumper of the 19 of Richie Coy.
Top 5 all within tow of one another here. Zach looking to take the 3rd groove, barely. Had the door closed on him by Richie Coy that time. And then Jeff Chandler has made up those spots back over the 8 and the 99 as we were talking there. So he's slowly creeping a little bit forward once more. Back to that number 3, where he lost that ground originally. But there goes Michael Carter back to the inside to take another look. And looks like Dustin has something on the Nerd TV replay here. And it looks like it's the 14 Astrogeny is going to come across the nose of that Sprite Camaro.
Oh, man. Oh, ho, ho. I think he kept it off the wall there, Jeremy. And if he did hit it, it was just a little smoochy smooch. That was really good. That could have been way worse on that one there. Good heads-up driving by everybody on that one there to sit here and actually make that work. That was very well done on that. He had that thing locked down quite a bit.
Travis better be thinking this is a virtual game, man. The way he locked up those tires for so long, look at that right front. This thing would have exploded by now and gone to the right straight to the rim if it was an actual tire. But yeah, excellent job to lock it up, not hit the wall. Avoids damage, but that cost him about 15 seconds on the track. So he's got a lot of work to do being a half a lap down at this point. Jumping back to the top 5, Zach Wilson trying everything he can to get around Richie Coy. This time I think he's going to try to squeeze it. Richie's going to close the door once more. But Zach knows that 2nd and 3rd groove is going to be the way to pass on the outside.
Yeah, he's got to get the cleanest corner entry possible. You see he's working that 3rd lane up there, flirting between the 3rd and the 2nd lane. Nolan Potter's flirting between the 3rd and the 4th lane. In order for that to do that, that's what Richie Coy does. He drifts it off the corner to try to maintain speed, and it closes off that high line run. Zach Wilson's going to have to get that excellent run and get his nose there to pretty much force Richie to not be able to move up like that. It's going to be the only way he's going to be able to utilize that, but he's got to maintain that momentum down the straightaway and just full sender butt into the corner to get that nose there. But this racing heating up now. You see Nolan Potter challenging Nathan Campbell now, opening the door for Richie Coy. Richie Coy looking to try to put his nose on the inside. So battle for P2 right now, and Ryan Bean is just loving what he's seeing in his mirror.
He absolutely is. I think Nathan had a little bit of issue off turn 2, opened the door for Nolan Potter in the 34 to make the pass attempt. But it looks like he's going to regroup it this time through turn 2, get that excellent launch off corner exit. He's going to clear his teammate Nolan once more. Sole possession back, 2nd place to the 45, Nathan Campbell. And I'm going to take this moment to thank our series sponsor, BestOne Tire. Sponsor every single Tuesday night here for the Cup Series. It's a one-stop automotive repair and tire shop, and they supply you with the best tires around from the area. As long as you're in the area, please visit them at bestonetire.com. They got welcoming people in the door to help you out, and you can always trust them because they have some of the best service around and with some of the best tools and equipment around. So it's bestonetire.com, and visit their website to find the nearest location to you.
Yeah, they have been the series sponsor now for the second straight season. Absolutely thrilled to have them on board. Again, when they agreed to renew for this being season 5 of the RSR BestOne Cup Series. And look at this racing, Jeremy. Nolan Potter has had some issues here, now racing his brother Brock Potter, as these guys are going at it right now side by side. So Nolan Potter falling back to the 5th place, looking to, possibly lose that depending on that run that Zach Wilson can get. He's trying to follow the 4 of Brock Potter through on that high line. Richie Coy now setting his sight for the 45 of Nathan Campbell. And Jeremy, this is a usual sight we've seen. We see those names up in the top 3 quite often, Bean, Campbell, and Coy.
This is why we love Richie Coy and what he does with his racecraft here. We saw Zach attacking aggressively. We saw Nolan attacking, trying to make some passes happen. But that comes at the expense of tire wear. And they've overheated the tires, 34, 51. They've dropped back a little bit, allowed Brock Potter to pass both of them as he's just been silently sitting in 6th place for quite some time. Richie Coy kind of lets the action happen around him. And then every once in a while, like this, he'll poke his nose down to see if the door will open for him, which he almost gets him cleared here. It looks like he might. If he tries to push the issue, he does. And just like that, very clean pass in the 19, very experienced. He knows how to manage those tires probably better than anybody else here in this session. And puts him P2 right now, around lap 27.
Yeah, and this battle we got going on right now, it is hard to see, but you've got your top 6 right now all under a blanket. They are all nose to tail, and Jeremy, they have broken away. Adam Boughton is your 7th place, and that's the distance right now. So those top 6 have got a little bit of a buffer and a cushion, which is why you're seeing them race a little bit harder like what they have. They'll straighten it up going down the straightaway like what they did right there. All of them drop below that white line, and then, wow. For the most part, they were all nose to tail running the same line. Zach Wilson, the first one to kind of break out of that rhythm there, going through turns 1 and 2. That's not something you see very often, folks. You typically see these drivers span out in at least 2 to 3 different lines like this right here, but through 1 and 2 on that last corner entry, that was a rare sight to see all of them nose to tail.
If you want to see a racing line here at Chicago, go on the roof camera here of the 99. Kevin Ruff, been watching his line for the past couple laps here. Turn 1 and 2, it's a little conservative. He's on the 3rd groove right now. No problem. Well, I love his turn 3 and 4, ripping the Kyle Larson line right up against the white paint here. We'll see if he does it here for a 3rd consecutive lap. Just, gonna hug that 4th groove. Gets really close.
Oh, I wish we had the drone cam. This would have been perfect.
It would have been so perfect. But him and Bob Fitzpatrick have been mimicking their laps around the track, and it's working great for him at the moment. But he runs that turn 3 and 4 so close to the outside wall. Yeah,
the Evansville, Indiana driver ripping that Larson line, Petty line, junior line, whatever you want to call it. Some of the best have utilized that. And it's flirting a fine line, folks. It's hard to tell right now on the camera angles without the use of our ever so important drone camera. But the last lap, he was closer the last lap around. But the distance in between his car and that wall is mere inches. And here's the thing. When we're talking like that, you're talking mere inches at 160 mile an hour. So through turns 1 and 2, he was at 160 mile an hour. We'll sit here and watch him as he goes through turns 3 and 4. Let's see if we can actually get a little bit better. See, there we go. We'll do far chase. He's doing more conservative through 3 and 4 this time here, but that last one that you've seen, again, 160 plus mile an hour, mere inches from the wall. It takes a very, very fine set of racecraft and skill set to be able to do that. And if you can do it right, you can be fast. It's been proven in the sim world. It's been proven numerous times in the racing world.
Yeah, with how this works here is you get that little air cushion that's been introduced a couple years ago. It gets really close this time. Look at a bunch of people. You got Jeff Chandler and Michael Carter, they're all running that fourth groove now in turn 3 and 4. They have found the speed there for themselves. And so what you do is you get really close, you lift a little bit early so you don't let the car drift up. And then you allow the air pressure between you and the wall to help you push down the track, help you rotate a little bit. So if you can get close enough, it's actually faster than being a car length below that racing line that they're currently running. And so it is faster everywhere else, but at the cost of expense of, if you're going to hit the wall, you don't have any room for air to do so. But right now, they've all shifted down a lane, so I guess that little fun for us is out of the picture for the time being. But we're going to cycle back here to your top 3. Richie Coy, Ryan Bean. 1 car length separates these guys 34 laps in.
Yeah, these guys have been hooked up nose to tail now for about the last 5 laps, Jeremy. They have been really pushing on it. But this is not an uncommon sight. We've seen these guys duke it out and race. And, I mean, they're probably... I wish I had as much talent as these drivers and a lot of the drivers in this series that they do in their pinky. I wish I had that amount of talent, because what I could do with it, geez, I would be doing a whole lot better than what I am in my freelance racing leagues that we do throughout the week with Nerd Esports. That's for damn sure.
You're about to put that skill on display as we run 24 hours Spa a week and a half from today. So if you want to join on the Nerd TV, Nerd broadcast side of things, on a weekend, you'll find us running a live stream 24 hours of Spa.
24-hour live stream, mind you.
He's going to try it.
We are going to try a full 24-hour live stream, so it's going to be... Oh, man, Brock Potter into the wall there. But, I mean, he looks like he's all right. He didn't really lose a whole lot, but that was coming off of turn 2, Jeremy. And turn 2 here is so tough because it's when it lets out into a constant curve. Remember, we talked about in pre-race, these drivers literally the only time they have the wheel straight is when they're coming down pit road. That is the only time that wheel is straight. Otherwise, they are constantly at a turn of some type of degree in radius. And he hits it again, 2 for 2 now. The last 2 laps is Brock Potter coming off of turn 2.
And you can just tell he's back and further away from the 10 and the 34, going through 3 and 4 this time. Zach Wilson's not really approaching. Once more time. That's the heaviest one of all 3 contacts. And that's going to slow him down about 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's going to allow Mr. Wilson to pass him on the outside. But the Ford Resilient on that top goes back to that 2nd and 3rd groove. And off of turn 2 this time. Of course, that's more conservative. But that car is running really tight so far. Yeah, and he's got right front nose damage on that right now. But this is that battle right now. Oh, we got pit stops starting here, Jeremy. Nathan Campbell in, Adam Boughton coming in right now for pit stops. And Adam Boughton was on the move. He was up there fighting for that 3rd position. So he was on the move right now. But green flag pit stop starting here at lap 39. Again, full length distance of 135 ticks. Going around here, that does not count any green-white checkers if there happen to be any, or overtime, as we like to call it here in the racing world. But, green flag pit stops, and here you go. You got the 28, your 2 leaders, 1st and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all coming in. So Bean, Coy, Potter, Wilson, Chandler's in, Hendry's in. So pit road just got real busy, Jeremy. Yeah, 6-7 cars easy down this lap on lap 39 coming to lap 40. So that's going to tell you if they go green the whole entire distance, they will have 2 more pit stops to be had before this thing is all said and done. And we're going to see this thing file out real quick. You're not going to gain too much of advantage by staying out on this run because you have a lot of time after that 3rd pit stop to make things happen. So 99, Kevin Ruff, current leader right now. Dwayne Furtick, 2nd. Michael Carter, 3rd. Bob Fitzpatrick, 4th. Brian Fine, 5th place. He is down pit road here, so the top 4 still out and about. And those guys should be coming down real soon. Yeah, Velocity in, Kane Lee, Steve Potter in. So again, pit road and green flag cycles are in full swing. We'll have to see how this plays out with some of these drivers. Want to give a shout out to Harold Watkins, who is not in attendance tonight. You do not get to see the 23 here at Chicagoland.
but does say, "Let's go, Bean." But he states, "I know that Nate is just lurking, ready to pounce," talking about his Stealth Motorsports teammate Nathan Campbell. Bean and Campbell, for the longest time since the drop of the green flag, had been running 1 and 2, but now with green flag pit stops in full swing, we'll have to kind of see where that cycles out, Jeremy, as it looks like Travis Strajny having some more issues here. This could be a pit road entry coming in. And, oh yeah, he overshot it big time, missed that pit road commitment. Oh,
You can't do that. No, you can't do that.
yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
gonna be
work
tough.
that way, Travis.
No.
It's the first time sorry to cut you off, but I've never seen a driver miss the cone and then go backwards to try to get re-entryed correctly. That just doesn't work that way.
No, he has already missed that. That's going to be an unsafe pit entry on that one there. You see the 25 of Dwayne Furtick, who was your race leaders, coming down pit road. Looks like Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. coming down pit road. And Jeremy, one thing to notice too, that when we seen Travis coming down pit road like that, is this is a tougher pit road entry than what most think, because you've seen he was straddling both the track and the apron there. And when you're trying to woe these cars down, it's tough. It really is. And then when you're trying to do it, if you don't do it right, you're going to break it loose. So you have to be conservative a little bit on it. It kind of didn't work out in the best manner whatsoever for the 14 of Travis Strajny when he was coming in. It just overshot it, missed that pit road commitment cone, which is ever important. Drivers have to be inside those commitment cones, otherwise they will be tagged with a black flag, and that is what Travis is currently serving right now.
Yeah, on the track right now, he's 1 of 3 lap down, now by himself 1 lap down as everyone cycles through. We still have the top 3 to come down pit road. And Nathan Campbell does take it this time. Adam Boughton 2nd, Richie Coy 3rd, Ryan Bean 4th. But
look at that distance, though.
Yeah, the 28 specifically, 4.5 back from his teammate, the 45 Nathan Campbell. He's 2.25 away from Richie Coy. So Ryan Bean with a really slow stop there on that first green flag pit stop.
But if you notice, the 2 that are out front battling right now, Campbell and Boughton, those 2 were the first ones to initiate green flag pit stops. And look at the time they made up with fresh tires. And it was only a lap, Jeremy. The very next lap, if you recall, both Ryan Bean and Richie Coy came down pit road to the service of their virtual crews the very next lap. And look at the distance right now between these guys. On board with Richie Coy right now, those 2 cars that are getting ready to cross the start-finish line, that's your first and second. That's Campbell and Boughton right now. And look at the distance they made up in 1 lap by short pitting Bean and Coy by 1 lap.
Yeah, big number there. A lot of tire wear that's had here at Chicagoland, no doubt. It's an older surface. It's bumpy. It's fast. It's bound to happen that way. So I think this is a great time, Dustin. You just kicked up that Racing iFlag track map there, so we're going to let you guys look over that for just a moment, how scattered these cars are around this 1.5-mile facility. But we're approaching lap 50. I think it's a great time to kick it over to our first picture-in-picture commercial break. So we'll be right back.
2.
And back to full screen action here, and we have a race for the lead. Adam Boughton there trying to pass the 45 Nathan Campbell for the first time here on lap 55. Nathan's going to have the great exit off turn 2, but Adam's going to go through turn 3. Going to have a great, oh, actually, never mind. He's going to check up. He gets a little tight there, running that draft off the left side door panel of Nathan Campbell. It helps his corner exit, though, surprisingly. Only a quarter of a car length there separates him at the line, but Nathan Campbell still holds him off there on lap 55.
Yeah, but not by much. We're talking by mere virtual feet right now. But it looks like Campbell is going to get that excellent turn 2 exit, which he does reclaim that top spot fully, but I don't think Boughton is done. He peeks to the inside yet again. And Jeremy, these guys are racing hard, and it makes you wonder exactly what that's doing, because right there is Richie Coy, and he is on the move right now trying to get around the 14 of Travis Strajny, who has been, again, served that black flag. Wow, that was a horrible wordplay on that one. Black flag penalty. My apologies. For that unsafe pit entry move. But, I mean, if these guys keep racing like what they are, they're going to allow that 19 to catch back up. And, I mean, Ryan Bean is not that far behind. Ooh, hard impact there for the driver right behind them.
Hey, you know, that word in Europe just means cigarette. So I think you're completely fine for those viewers out there. It is okay to have a black flag of your own. If you will, but there you are.
See,
There
that's
you
why
are.
I should just stay behind the cameras. Apparently, I can't even talk right.
You know, one hiccup in 10 races, I think you're going to be just... Oh, there's a little contact to the wall by one of the lap cars, number 17, Hudson Geiger, new to the series. But that was off the camera. Now he's on the camera because it said something about it.
Well, he had made contact the lap before. That was the one that made contact right behind the leaders of Nathan Campbell and Adam Boughton right now, and he's looking to try to work his way up, trying to get his lap back the hard way, Jeremy, as he's trying to pass, but he's going way up. Wall contact again by the 17 as he's trying to work his way up here with the leaders.
Yeah, he's just he's a low budget team right now, trying to figure some things out here for the opening race in his RSR debut. Adam's gonna make the pass happen there over, or he's trying to. It's kind of weird to see I know they're for position here, but it's kind of weird to see these two battling right with their second and first place cars. So it's kind of splitting that gap between the 10 and the 45.
If I was
Richie
Adam,
is loving it though, dude.
Yeah, if I was Adam, I'd let them go. There's no point in wearing your tires out for 2 lap down like that. There you go. You know, let those two go by, regain back up, because all he was doing was allowing Richie Coy to close in like that, and he was heating his tires up. So these the lap down drivers are fighting right now for Lucky Dog. They have their own race going on, and unfortunately, it happens to be right in the mix of your first, second, and third place drivers.
The most inconvenient place, but like you said, it is for the Lucky Dog spot. So there is some worth to this battle here. More contact to the outside wall for the 17, who's basically married to it for the past 10 laps. Barely has the 14 at the line, though, during that. But their position doesn't matter at the racing line. It just matters where the segments are, where the caution might fly, if there is ever one. So right now they go back single file once more. Adam's like, all right, you guys can stay that way. I'm going to just try to pick you off now. There goes the 17. He's going to try to pass the 45, but then he checks up center corner. It's going to make the 45, Nathan, stay to the third lane, backing him up. And now here comes Adam Boughton back to it, 3 car lengths away.
Yeah, and this is why I, said about 3 laps ago, best thing that Adam could do is just let those drivers go by. Don't wear your stuff up. Because what they're doing now is, as they're trying to work by the 45, look at what that did for Adam Boughton. That closed him right back up to the tail end of the 45. And if Adam can do it right, he could follow the 14 and the 17 right on through, possibly pick off this lead from the 45 of Campbell.
Got a great opportunity here if they remain too wide. Well, actually, no, we're going to take that back. Here comes Richie Coy. He's going to poke the nose to the top, make the pass happen over Adam here, and then now he's just 1 car length away from Nathan, who gets a little tight there in turn 2. checks up a little bit.
Yo!
Richie's going to take the look to the inside. He gets the fender, door panel, side by side, and just like that, from third to first in one lap, the 19 Richie Coy, sponsored by Victor Fuel, he's going to take the lead here for the first time on lap 65.
That was such a veteran move. Like, no joke, took me back to 98 Daytona 500, where Dale Sr. sat here and used the lap down car Rick Mast as a pick like that. And that's what Richie Coy did right there. The 14 had moved up in front of the 45 of Campbell. Richie put his nose down there, not giving Campbell any other lane besides right behind the 14, and used him as a pick to sit here and propel him forward. That's racecraft. There's so many strategies, so many tactics and ways to do that. And even doing that slowed Campbell up enough to allow the 10 of Adam Bout to get by. So your first and second have now changed positions. Campbell back to third, Coy first, Bout in second.
And as the 14 gets cleared and everything, that should be good for a little bit, I would imagine. Richie is trying, though. I wonder if the 14 has kind of used him up real quick, and now they're going to have to start cycling backwards, back to the 19, to the 10, to the 45 here in the next 5 to 10 laps of this run. Top three still single file. Fourth place, Zach Wilson. That is not the 28 of Ryan Bean. Ryan Bean is actually one lap down with a really short pit, I do believe, from what I'm hearing. So right now he is one lap down in 21st. That is not a glitch on the scoring pylon.
No, but it's not uncommon for these stealth guys to try different pit strategies. We've seen it. Ooh, a little bit of a wall scrape there from the 51 of Wilson. We have seen it before, and we'll continue to see it time and time again. But in order for this to work, the green flag pit stops have to take full cycle. And if we're basing it off of anything, they should be starting roughly in about 11 to 10 laps. We should see those green flag pit stops start. Last pit stop started on lap 39. So you sit here and look at that about lap 79 or so, 10 laps from right now. We should start seeing some of the regular scheduled drivers, not the short pitters like Ryan Bean, come back down to the service of their crew. Harold Watkins on the YouTube chat says, unfortunately, he is out of town for a work conference, but he's hoping to see his stealth teammates restart a streak this week at Chicagoland.
I mean, they're basically there. They're all but there. You got one in the top three right now. I'd expect Ryan Bean to be there at the end when everything does cycle through. But we'll find out. He's got some traffic to navigate. One being his teammate number 34, Nolan Potter, at the moment. Makes that pass happen here. And we're going to shout out a partner here from the race leader, Richie Coy, from Victory Fuel. Full of electrolytes, absence of caffeine, and low sugar content, which makes it the perfect drink to keep you hydrated and energized. Victory Fuel contains no artificial flavors and is packed with daily vitamins to support your overall health. The best part, it's kid-friendly because with no caffeine, it makes it the perfect hydration drink for the entire family. Get Fuel to Victory today at drinkvictory.com and use that 3-liter promotion code RSR. Will save you 10% off.
Yeah, and as you were reading that one there, second place, Adam Boughton down to the service of his crew, lap 70, coming to 71. And right now, it looks like Campbell is diving down as well. Campbell coming to the service of his crew, lap 71, coming to 72 on this one. So Richie Coy out there still left battling with the 14 and Travis Strajny right now. So trying to do that almost cost Richie the lead there as Campbell was making a run up, but decided to come down to the service of his crew there at the almost, it seemed like the last minute, because he was on the high side there and then had to readjust to come to the low side to actually make his safe pit entry.
And this is a great call. And if you remember, they pitted right at lap 40 on average, so they can go 40 plus laps on the fuel tank, right? So if you do the math, that's 40, 80, 120. And then there's a 15-lap gap after that to get to the finish. So if you shortcut 10 here, 5 here, you can shortcut it, keep the faster average speed on the track, and not lose time doing so. So I love the call to come down on or 30 laps into this fuel cycle. Here comes the 28, going to zip right by the 92, who continues to struggle to get around this lap down car 14, Travis Strogeny.
Yeah, that is going to put Bean back on the lead lap. So again, he did it the hard way, but I mean, he's working his way back up again. But like you said, I mean that they're struggling trying to get by, and I mean at this point in time, it's I mean when you see the leaders there, he's not running for Lucky Dog now. So the 17 is nowhere in sight. He's way away, and right now Richie's just burning his tires trying to get by, and he's losing time to the drivers behind him. 34 Nolan Potter is creeping forward more and more. So at what point in time, Jeremy, does the racecraft and the race etiquette come in to say, you know what, I know the Lucky Dog is way up there, but I'm not gaining on him. You know, I'm not racing side by side. At what point in time do you go to the side and let the leaders go by, not to intrude on them?
Great question. Next question.
Excellent.
I don't know if there's a right or wrong. Yeah. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. It's just one of those things you have to feel out when you're in the moment. So we see the 51 Zach Wilson going to give up 4th place to find the service of his virtual crew members here. Lap 76 for his pit stop. Still have a decent chunk of the field that has yet to pit. And looks like there was a little bit of a brake check on the back straightaway coming from Ryan Bean's audio. I'm not sure what happened there. So, but it looked like he's got some crowd of cars here to work around.
Yeah. Well, and to touch base on that as well, on what we talked about as far as the lap down car. I mean, one thing to keep in mind as well in the back of my mind is the 14 right now is at the tail end of that lap. So he's not going a lap down on that. He's technically at the tail end. So if the caution would come out, he would be on the lead lap. I mean, it makes sense to sit here and race like that. You know, and like you said, it all depends on situations. You know, what is the current situation? You know, are you trying to maintain and stay at the tail end of the lead lap like that? So there's a lot of stuff that goes into racing that a lot of people, they do not realize when it comes to that. You know, and right now there's a lot of space there. It's not causing, you know, any issues. But I tell you what, Brock Potter is trying to chase down Richie Coy. He's got about a half a straightaway distance in between him and first place Richie Coy. But these drivers still have to come down to the service of their crew, Jeremy. I would expect that, I was going to say, within the next lap or two. And right now, here comes the 34, Nolan Potter, the service of his crew. Right behind the 94. 94, Steve Potter took a real conservative entry into that one there. I got to say, I love the paint scheme of Steve Potter, too, by the way. Love that Davey Allison throwback.
You're a retro fanboy. That is absolutely the case. Whether it be a paint scheme, whether it be a video game, whether it be, I don't know, you name it, you're there for it. We're here in the 57. He's going to come down pit road. A couple other cars. 85, Justin Hendry. He's calling a shot. 21, Christopher James. There's Jerry Culver in the 13. So this lap at lap 80, very, very similar to lap 40. 40 laps ago. Crowding up pit road this time by. And just a quick mention here, too. I said the radio chat about the 28, but don't hit the brakes on the back straightaway. You mentioned in the pre-race, Dustin, that this backstretch wall is curved. Well, if you've never seen a car wall glue itself, that typically happens in a corner. But there's a wall glue incident where the 7 on the backstretch wall, because it's curved, it simulated a brake check to the 28, and he had to make a quick move to the inside. But all safe, all sound. We're still good.
Yeah, and I am not going to deny it, Jeremy. I am a retro throwback fanboy. I love throwback cars. That's why I literally, except for my comic book truck, if you look at any, watch any of our Nerd Esports live streams when we race, every other one of my paint schemes that you have created for me is a throwback of some kind. It's just something I love. It takes me back to when I was growing up watching NASCAR, which was a completely different atmosphere than what it currently is now. So I don't know, I just enjoy running them. I really do, especially if they're done right. And you can find a lot of painters out there. There's one of them in the commentator booth right now that they can do them right, for sure.
I mean, if it's Rusty Wallace, maybe. The cars that we ran yesterday were Quite something. I see the Ford Brock Potter. He's going to give up the race lead. It's the Kevin Ruff in the 99. He takes the lead this time with Dwayne Furtick nose to tail. You see there's 31 Jeff Chandler. He's down pit road. We cycle the camera back to your race leaders. There's the tail, 25.99. Brock Potter, he did pit. So Jeff Chandler, he pit. So it's only just the 99.25 in the 3, I believe, are the 3 cars yet to come down.
Yes, because Ryan Bean was the first one that did that super short pit.
And he's only got a second over his teammate.
Yep. So 3 still left to pit. 2 now as Dwayne Furtick comes down. So you got the 99 of Kevin Ruff, as he's about ready to be passed and gobbled up by the 19 of Coy, and the number 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. are the last 2 that still remain on track that need to come to the service of their crew before they lose any more time. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, it's time. It's definitely time. We're approaching lap 85 now. You're not going to be able to extend this run. I don't think, anyways.
They could. They could be trying. I mean, if you look at it, if they can squeeze out another 5 to 8 laps out of this thing, they could do it on one more stop, whereas Ryan Bean is gonna, or that would be their last stop, whereas drivers like Ryan Bean that short pitted are gonna have to stop again. So it could be a strategy thing, Jeremy. It would not be out of the question for drivers to be trying pit strategy, because we've seen it time and time again over here at RSR. Some of these drivers really trying some unorthodox, off-the-wall pit strategy that we wouldn't think about, and then all of a sudden they attempt it, and hey, there's a large number of the percentage that it does work, and we're like, holy crap, man, why didn't we think of that? You know, that's what these drivers are doing. They're not just racing these cars, man. They are constantly calculating.
And you have a UI you can pop up on the screen that'll show us the last time these guys have pitted, specifically looking at the 99 and the 3, the only 2 have not come down. So you see the first run, Kevin Ruff, 42 laps, is that right?
Am
I
seeing
that?
42 laps. 44 on his current run.
44. It's going to be 45 as he comes down this time. There he goes down low to signal that. So let's do the math. We're on lap 87. He's going to be pitting on lap 88. That's going to do 47 laps, roughly?
Yeah, roughly 47.
40. So if he can just
save 2
extra laps, it's possible.
It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible.
And this would put Calvin as your race winner. I don't have a doubt in my mind. He came into pit road with a 6-second lead over Nathan Campbell, extending this run out. So if he can only come down this time and that's it, I think this is going to put 99 on the catbird seat. We'll find out, though. I think he can do it. It just got to be a little easier on the throttle. Don't go full throttle in some straightaways every now and then, just to kind of conserve where you can. And this 99 might have a chance here this evening.
Oh, and you say the 99, but this 3 is also pushing it. This 3 is actually out a lap longer than what Kevin Ruff has pushed it. So the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. right now on this current run, he ran 43 on his previous run, 45 on this run right here, Jeremy. So if he can make it and come down to pit, that would put him at 45 laps left to race if he comes down to pit this time by, which means he would be able to make it if he drove the exact same way that he is, and he's staying out another lap, Jeremy. So if this race goes green after he pits, I'm putting it right now on the safe bet fuel mileage, just on fuel, not having to save anything, on this number 3 right here. I think he's got that winning strategy. The numbers are pointing that if it goes green, he can sit here and make it without stopping anymore.
Coming down pit road this time, as the 45 is going to pass him for the race lead. He's also going to give up the track position to find the virtual crew members. Now, my question is, going back to the first pit stop that started the cycle around 37 or 38, was that just a premature pit stop to say, hey, I don't think this is possible, I'm going to come down pit road early? Because they're going 45 plus laps on this tank. The first guys that came down were on lap 38, 37, which is well short of where they can go. So I'm kind of curious if the leaders, they came down just way too early and then everybody else said, you know what? I guess if they can't do it, we can't either. So then we're all going to flood pit road around that 40. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, we can do it. So I wonder if that was just one of those situations to where they just follow the leader and now they have to take the extra pit stop because of it.
And it very well could be. I mean, it very well could that they weren't doing the calculation. Jeremy, you know as well as I coming into races, it's hard to tell how the races are going to go, if you're going to have one that goes caution-free flag to flag, or if you're going to have one that's riddled with cautions. You know, there's so many variables that go into that. A lot of these drivers may not have done the calculations. I can tell you 2 drivers that did, though, and that's going to be the 99 of Kevin Ruff and the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. They did the calculations, and as long as Kevin can conserve a lap and a half to 2 laps of fuel, he either A, is not going to have to pit again, or is going to be running out crossing the line. One of the two. But either way, bold strategy call by both of those drivers. You want to talk about the calculations on the fly and willing to sit here and gamble it all? You're talking about a set of cojones right there. They're looking to try to gamble it all. And if they can do it, they're going to come out, like you said, in that catbird seat. They're going to come out looking like gold by the time this thing is done.
We're going to watch them cycle through here. We're going to go through our second picture-in-picture commercial break. We will be right back. And back to full screen here for the remaining part of this race. You got just over 30 laps to go here in the Best One Tire 200. And I think Dustin's got a little replay keyed up here concerning our potential winner, Kevin Lee Ruff, and the 15 John Velocity. If you back it up just a little bit, 15 calls for pit entrance. The 99 doesn't see it, almost hits the back of the car. The 15 gets off the brake pedal to not get run over, but then right there you see the lockup. Got caught speeding down pit road because so. 40-second hold for the 15. Puts him 2 laps down at the moment.
Yeah, tough break like that. And that's so situations like that on pit road and entering pit road, they can make or break a race. I mean, a 40-second hold, 40 seconds doesn't seem like much, but like you said, Jeremy, that's 2 laps down. That means he's gonna have to get cautions, and he's gonna have to get lucky dog. And right now there is a number of drivers that are a lap down because while we were doing our picture-in-picture commercial, you viewers out there could see pit road got super busy. All those drivers that knew they are gonna have to stop again, they did not have enough to make it to the end. All had to come off and top off. With the exception of your top 8 right now. So that's Richie Coy, Zach Wilson, Brock Potter, Dwayne Furtick, Brian Fine, Justin Hendry, Michael Carter, and Kevin Ruff right now. Those are the drivers that are staying out all the way through. And these are the drivers that could make or break this right now. So, Jeremy, why is Bob Fitzpatrick Jr. showing a lap down?
That is your number 3 car. That was the one with Kevin Ruff, and that had the potential of winning. But, great question. Kevin Ruff is 15 seconds behind the race leader at the moment. Bob just got his lap back, 33. That's a half a track distance plus some between him and Kevin, which were neck and neck on the entrance of the pit cycles. So, unsure. I do not know. The car looks clean, so I wonder if there's something to do with a speeding penalty of some kind or something. I'm not too sure, but not looking good as far as that goes for the number 3 at the moment.
No, and if that is indeed the case, that's going to be detrimental because both Kevin and Fitzpatrick Jr. had probably the best pit strategy to lock them in for a potential victory, or at worst a podium finish. And that's unfortunate because that was played out to key. Right now, Kevin Ruff is sitting pretty good as long as he can save the fuel needed to make it to the end. That is going to be ever vital. Right now, with pit stops still cycling through, drivers still coming. Christopher James, Jerry Culver down pit road right now. As cycles of 51 is Zach Wilson up to that top spot and leading this race. He's got 33 laps right now since he last visited pit road. Jeremy, we're approaching that 25 laps to go mark as it sits right now. He will not be able to make it to the end. You are not going to go 50 laps on a run here. That is guaranteed. Same thing goes for Brock Potter. Brock Potter's 27 laps down, or 27 laps since his last pit stop. Again, not making it. We have 26 laps to go. Furtick is not making it. Brian Fine is not making it. These drivers will not make it to the end. The question is, when are they going to come and top off to give them the rest of that simulated Sunoco race fuel to get them to the end?
That's an excellent question there. I got 2 more sponsor shout-outs I got to get out before this thing's all said and done. So we got to thank our partners at Waterford Concepts, LLC. It's a leader in engineering, 3D printing, 3D scanning, and composite manufacturing. Focused primarily on automotive, RC, and motorsport. Waterford Concepts is your shop to make ideas a reality. Find them at Facebook at facebook.com/Waterford Concepts. And the last one is a close nerd sponsor from Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles, the official hobby shop for us here at the Nerdtudes hobby store with a whole lot more based out of New York. Dusty Pete's is your one-stop shop for many things nerdy. So if collecting is the game, Dusty Pete's is the name. Figurines, action figures, collectible cards of all sorts, plethora of comic books to choose from, and a bunch more, including some NASCAR diecasts for all your NASCAR nerds out there. So head yourself over to dustypete's.com, and if you spend $20 or more, you get to save 15% by using promotion code SUPERNERD. There at the top of the logo there on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and while you were doing those plugs of our ever important lifeblood of Nerd TV, our partners, the 51 must have been listening to the broadcast because he's like, oh, they're calling me out on it. So he came down to the service of his crew. That is the 51 is Zach Wilson. He relinquishes the lead to the 25 of Dwayne Furtick. Remember, we just talked about this. Furtick, fine, Hendry, Carter, they are not going to be able to make it. The first driver that could potentially make it the rest of the way, if it stays green, is that man on your screen right now, the 99 of Kevin Ruff, but he has got to play that fuel mileage. He's got to conserve. Even though he wants to get up here and race, he's got to understand that these drivers are going to have to come and top off. He could potentially be in the best position right now to pull off a strategy victory. He just has to conserve. He has to be patient. Let it come to him over the next 22 laps.
I want to throw in a wrench here for our two potential winners, 99-45. You see this congestion that Calvin has to deal with. His last time by, 31.889 at the line this time. 32.0. Kick it back to the 45, Nathan Campbell. Clean everything around him. Last time by, 31.0. 1 second faster than 99. We have over 10 laps to go, and they have a 9-second difference. So I was thinking Cavan's got this in the bag, but we're going to kind of zip that bag up a little early. Nathan might have something here for 99 if this thing goes green the whole way.
Very well could. I mean, and right behind him, Adam Boughton is in the same boat. Remember, Boughton and Campbell did come down pit road at the same time, so they are good on fuel. They just have to close up that gap. Now, Jeremy, these tires will eventually balance out, and we have to remember that Cavan's probably on fuel conservation mode a little bit too, so probably not pushing it as hard as what he could because he's trying to maintain, whereas these two drivers do not. They can go full out. They don't have to hold back or anything else. The only thing they got to worry about is their tires will equalize at some point in time, meaning that their lap times will fall down to the same bracket that Kevin Ruff's is right now. The question is when does that equalization take place? You know, how many laps in? Are they going to have enough time to catch him? And if so, catch him and pass him for that race lead as it goes. Jeremy, we're going to find out in 19 laps.
Yeah, actually, the number 8, Michael Carter, who was in front of Cavan, came down pit road right now. So Cavan now has the fresh air. And I was kind of watching the last lap or two of Cavan. I think he was intentionally following Michael Carter to pick up that draft to save a little bit of fuel where he could. He was turning down halfway on the back straightaway to be behind the 8 car. So I think that was part of that idea that you said. It was just a little bit of fuel conservation. But now he's lost that partner. So now he's going to run his line versus somebody else's line. We're going to see what that looks like at the finish line this time. It's going to go to a 31.8, so he picks up 0.3 from his last prior time at a 32.1. So pace back up for the 99.
Yeah, so he's watching that relative split right now just as we are. And that's I would have to say that's what's going on, Jeremy. Not saying that the 45 and 10 are not fast. They're definitely fast, and they're laying it out there right now trying to make up time. But this 99, I feel, is in fuel conservation mode. You see a lot of drivers pulling down. That's going to be the 85 of Hendry, the 57 of Fine, pulling down. And I have a feeling that right now the 99 is just playing possum and letting these guys go by. I could see him using the 88 of Ludi or the 13 of Culver, just like he did Carter, his draft. You see him pull back up there, and he's going to try to stay in the wake, just try to hold on. It's going to be tough, Jeremy. It's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close. Is right back there. You see the race right now between the 45 and the 10. They're closing in, Jeremy. Oh, contact. Oh, they are door scraping. No. Whoa.
And their last lap by, they were only a half a second faster than Kevin Ruff, so that gap has shortened up a lot. But when they run each other door to door making contact, that's not going to help their speed at all. any more than what they need. So that last time by, just to notate that contact with the time, 31.9 for both of those. Basically the same lap that Cavan ran, so no gaining on the race leader, who now officially has the race lead, Cavan Ruff. Michelle Rittenberry, keep your eyes close to this one. We might see this 99 on victory lane tonight.
Yeah, and and I'm gonna say this: if not victory lane, man, it's gonna be tough because I mean we know the 99 is in fuel conservation mode. We know he is. He's trying everything he can. I say the 99 is at least on podium tonight, but Jeremy, if he can maintain, and if Campbell and Boughton keep racing, that's going to allow Richie Coy to catch up, and it's going to be a three-way battle for second place. That's just going to slow them down. I still feel 99 has a solid chance to get the victory if it stays green the rest of the way.
That last lap split, only 1/10 of a second gain over the Cavan Ruff.
Not going to cut the mustard in 13 laps, Jeremy.
Now they're racing each other way too hard. They have a little draft out from the 17 here on the back straightaway, but the way they're running side by side, this is not the race-winning move right here. And Cavan is just letting people pass. He's utilizing their draft. He's doing his own thing. These guys, however, are mirror driving each other, door by door, banging each other up in the corners. And so they gained 4/10 that time.
But Richie Coy is coming in the picture, as is Ryan Bean.
It's 12 to go. They're going to gobble them up. They were 2 seconds back only about 3 or 4 laps to go, so they're on a much faster pace. And you can see clearly how much faster the 19 is. Just drives underneath the 10 like no problem. Oh, no, Cavan Ruff in the wall in turn 4. Got put into the wall by... well, Dustin, we're going to key it up. We have beef. Remember the 15 on that pit road entrance? We're going to go back a whole half a lap here.
Oh, no.
Bumper contact here from the 15 entering the corner. And then he gets underneath him. And he's going to drive right into his door panel.
No.
And he's going to just shove him hard right turn.
Wow.
He's going to plow the 99 directly into the wall. He's already stated in chat that he does not care. And that's it. Cavan Ruff out of contention for tonight's win.
That is so heartbreaking. Oh my goodness. That is... I'm sorry. I mean, we've been in frustrated situations, Jeremy, but to intentionally wreck somebody like that, and especially when they're leading the race, that is a ballsy call. But I'm going to say it, and this is just on me. This is not Nerd TV, but that goes to show the level of a driver's integrity when they go and do something like that. I mean, just that's not how you do that, man. It's I mean, especially when the situation that started this. So this started when the 15 was coming into pit road, and it was an honest mistake. The 99 had to sit here and had to make an evasive maneuver. I don't know, possibly didn't hear the key up or what was going on. I mean, it's an honest racing mistake. We've all done it, you know, and then to turn around and have somebody come back at you like that is, that's not cool. Not cool at all.
Love to continue talking about this, but we got a battle for the race lead. 19:45 side by side for over a lap. 57 Brian Fine not for the race lead, but he is trying to get his lap back on the track to be on the lead lap. Richie Coy barely holds off the 45 that time. We have 8 laps to go here in the BestOne Tire 200. Michelle Rittenberry sees it. She says, "So rude," which, I don't want to make admin calls here. We've done it before. It's just not our part. But I just don't expect the 15 to be on track next week. But we'll see how that plays out. But focused on this race lead now. It was hot and heavy for a few laps straight. And right now, Richie Coy does have that 4-car length advantage over the 45 off of turn number 4 this time. 6 laps to go.
Yeah, and Jeremy, you're 100% right on that. You know, we don't make admin calls. We're not admins here, and we don't claim to be admins. But I agree with you. I would be very surprised to see the 15 on track next week. Especially if you say, because I know in your ear you actually hear the driver's chat, you know, on my end for the broadcast purpose we can't. So, especially with what he said, it's not looking too good for him. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's a tough break, man, for the 99. But right now, this 19, like you said, he was progressively faster. Both him and Ryan Bean were progressively faster than the 45 and the 10 catching up to him. And right now, I mean, they're sitting here racing hard. Oh,
Contact.
3 wide. Oh, more contact, more
Three times.
contact. Third, fourth.
Four,
What is
five,
going on
six.
here?
7.
What?
We have beef. We still have beef. The 45, the 12, 7, 8 times they made contact in a quarter of a lap here. And now he's going to almost hit the 10's rear bumper here. He cuts that really close. He's trying to battle now for third place. But not happy with how Robert Fitzpatrick entered turn number 1 last lap right in front of the 45. Had him check up heavy. And then Nathan just gave him the business. There, 1, 2, and all that stretch.
He gave him more than the business. We counted 7 door tags on that one there. You know, that's, I mean, it didn't, there was no wreck, nothing else happened from it, but definitely a lot of frustrations taking place tonight at Chicagoland, which, Jeremy, is not very common at this track. I mean, there's so much space here. Usually, you know, you have plenty of, you know, room. There's really no issues. And, I mean, we've already seen beef twice tonight now. Beef between the 15 and the 99, beef between the 45 and the 12. Man, this is the time I wish I had the We Have Beef segment queued up on this one. But we just don't got that one done yet. But I tell you, somebody who's loving this, Richie Coy. He has just drove away from these guys right now, Jeremy. 2 laps to go. And we could potentially see Richie Coy take his first ever RSR BestOne Cup Series victory.
Lap and a half away from the 19. That segment is coming up soon there once we get it finalized, and it's what's for dinner, especially here at Chicagoland. But we're going to go through 3 and 4 for the second to final time here. And Ryan Bean does have the spot over Adam and Nathan, so Ryan's up to P2, not going to be able to make it. Just over 1 second separates the 28 and the 19. And white flag is out, presented by Elevated Esports Racing. 1 and 2, no problem. All clear for the 19. Half a lap left. We know Richie's a very consistent driver. I don't expect any problems here, but this is for podium. Adam's going to drive it in deep. Almost makes contact, gets the 45 loose. This is going to be an amazing race to the line. Richie takes the checkered flag. Third place belongs to
Campbell.
45. Nathan Campbell by 4/100ths of a second. But right there, victory fuel, victory lane for Victory Richie Coy. There he is. He got his first win here tonight.
Yeah, and this has been a long time coming for this driver here. I mean, you've heard us call his name just like Ryan Bean, Nathan Campbell, a lot of other drivers. You know, he's been in this situation. He's been there. He's been in podium, just come up a spot or 2 short. Not tonight. Chicagoland is going to forever be a special track for this man right here, as it marks his inaugural first victory over here at RSR for the BestOne Cup Series.
And I guess Richie ran out of internet. Gets to the line and poof. There he goes.
He
didn't run
gone.
the field, but he ran out of internet. Or ran out of resources or something, but he's gone. So no burnout to be had. That's the first time we're not going to see a victory person not either do the Polish lap or the burnout. But either way, that's it. So here's your unofficial results for the BestOne Tire 200. Richie Coy P1, Ryan Bean second, Nathan Campbell is your podium P3, Adam Boughton fourth, Brock Potter fifth, Zach Wilson finishes sixth, Nolan Potter seventh, Bob Fitzpatrick ends up in eighth. Ninth place, Dwayne Furtick, 10th, Michael Carter. 11th is Justin Hendry. 12th place, Jeff Chandler. 13th, Brian Fine. And your last person on the lead lap, Tony Ludi in the 88, finishes 14th. 15th on back is 1 lap down or more. Be Kevin Ruff, Christopher James, Travis Strogeny, Steve Potter, Jerry Culver, Robert Fitzpatrick Sr., Hudson Geiger, Kane Lee, Hunter Bailey, John Velocity. That's your 24 drivers on the track. That is your unofficial results. We got a fun interview here for the top 3, so we'll be right back here once they all join the channels.
2.
And back to full screen here for the post-race show presented by Martin Sports. We got our top 3 in the channels, and so first person, number 45, Nathan Campbell. Congratulations on P3 tonight.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, we're doing pretty good up here at the very end of the race. A lot of chaos. First, I'll get to your contact there with the 12 in just a little, but the first question, strategy. Yeah, everyone pitted around lap 40 for the most part. Couple extended it further. In that second fuel run, we saw cars hit 45 laps on that run. So was there just a lot of like premature pitting on the first set of green flag stops, and then some people kind of set the tone for the rest of the race?
Yes, it was definitely varying strategies. When it stays green like that, it definitely changes the way things look. I don't know, it was wild. I didn't really know what was going to work out. I mean, for a minute there, I was worried about Bob Jr. being able to, 3 stop and make it. I thought he had a chance, but in the end, I just wasn't able to save my stuff. Bolton hounded me down there with I know he only took 2 tires. So it was really frustrating for me that he was able to hold on to my draft there barely and then just sneak up there and kind of, able to race me to get Richie up there. But good for Richie. He's been working hard at it this year. So I'm glad he was able to finally get a win, and he dethroned us. He dethroned us tonight.
That he did, and yeah, Adam put on a show there. Almost got you, so close, but nice job to hold off the number 10. And now to the number 12 contact. I saw it had a high entry there with slow entry into turn number 1. And so, was there a little bit of looseness, or was there a little bit of, hey, I didn't appreciate that turn 1 entry?
A little bit of both. It's definitely really frustrating when he comes over the radio and says that he's going to let the leaders by and then proceeds to hold it wide open down the backstretch and race us. I mean, he's a lap down, but I don't really expect anything less. It's just kind of how the way this league works. So, didn't really mean to, obviously I didn't want to wreck him. So I'm glad we didn't wreck. But definitely a little frustrating. Just wanted to get him away from us. So hopefully it's not too much, I guess. I know there were some people in the comments getting a little flustered over it, but it's like, man, try to keep on the lead lap every once in a while and see where we go from there.
Hey, contact's A-okay in my book. You guys did not wreck. Not much time was even lost on the track. So, I mean, it was the cleanest way to show displeasure, right?
It wasn't a 15 incident, so.
It was not a 15.
Yeah. Well, I guess I missed that. What happened there?
Oh, you got a replay to watch, sir.
Yeah, go back and replay. We don't play admins, but it definitely looked quite intentional. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
there were some choice words. I know that. But.
It goes back to the final pit stop of the 15, and then probably 30 laps later something else happens. But yeah, go take a look at it for sure. It was interesting. But yeah, man, congratulations on P3. Of course, a very familiar podium position for you in the 45 camp. Final thoughts before we let you go.
Yeah, big shout out to all the teammates. Had a lot of fun tonight. Shout out to Harold. I know he couldn't make it tonight. He had some work stuff going on, so appreciate him.
Oh, he didn't have work stuff going on, my guy. He was at a conference, man. He's at the bar drinking some Mai Tais.
That's true. He's out of country though, so props to him for tuning in and cheering us on. He's texting us all already here after the race, so appreciate his support. And yeah, rocking that Good Boy vodka car tonight. Gotta represent. Yeah,
absolutely, man. And it was a good car, good boy, good P3. And yeah, you don't work during work conferences. You're just there to listen and then have some fun. So, all right, man. Well, have a good rest of your night. Awesome job once more, and we'll catch you next week.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
And that was Nathan Campbell. He was saying bye. I dragged him kind of quick. That was kind of rude on my part, Dustin. So my bad there. But we're gonna bring in his teammate, number 28, Mr. Ryan Bean here. Ryan, congratulations, second place.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What is going on, man? The strategies there. A lot of people pitted early. I thought too early in my book after realizing the fuel mileage on that second run where you can go 45 laps. I was like, why did they not do this the first time? Everyone could have just done 2 stops and been good. But made it fun for us to try to figure out who was going to take the spot there at the end. And you pitted super early on that second stint. Was that a call that you kind of thought of prior, or is that something you just kind of did calculations behind the wheel and said, you know what, I'm going to try it?
Yeah, so the first pit stop on like 42 or something, or 40, I think. I missed my box twice. I was too far back each time, and I lost easily 4 seconds, 3 seconds to Richie, who pit with me. And I knew I was gonna have to at least short pit because the undercut was really surprisingly big today. It was like a second and a half. So I knew I was gonna undercut one of the stops. I didn't think it was gonna be the first one, but I kind of figured if I did it the first way, I noticed it was gonna go green. I was like, yeah, you know what? I could screw everybody up. I figured everybody would be scared and follow me. And I think it kind of worked, at least on the last stop. I know a lot of people pit probably earlier than they expected to on their last stops because of me. Or I guess Bowden was the first one to really call it out. But I think my initial strategy is what kind of threw everybody in for a loop as opposed to trying to stretch it to a two-stop.
Oh, it did. So many people, 37, 38,
Yep.
40. Like, it was a busy pit road. And I'm like, why can't these guys go 45 laps on the next stop? It just didn't make sense in my head. But yes, a nice job to lead the way to create chaos there when it comes to figuring out who's going to come pit road on our end. But great job tonight, P2. Kept your car super clean. I didn't see any contact, at least from our camera angles, on that 28. So just hell of a job there. Continue up the, being in the podium top three. And who do you got to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank the boys at Stealth. Shout out to Harold. I know he's watching. Couldn't be here today for work stuff, but he'll be back next week, I think, and probably up front, hopefully. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to you guys. Can't wait to watch it back. The end there looked a little fun, at least from my perspective. Hopefully it was for you guys. And
was-
I was just praying they would wreck. That was my only way. I hate to say that, but I had what Kyle Busch would call a lump of sugar honey iced tea. But yeah, I'm happy to get out of these kinds of tracks for the top three. Pocono should be good. I think it's one of my better tracks, so that'll be a fun race. On to next week.
Yeah, good watch back toward the end. There was a wreck, didn't produce a caution, but all that was fun. And yeah, good job tonight, though. Excellent as always. And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
You too, man. I see. I let him get all the thoughts out now before I pull them up.
See?
It's all good there. And now, for the first time in the RSR Cup Series, Richie Coy taking victory lane here at Chicagoland. Richie, what's up?
What's up, nerds?
Hey, first time you could say that here in the RSR Tuesday night series. Man, oh man. I did not think you were going to take that spot. And then it
neither.
was gifted to you. And then you had to hold
Whoa,
up some hard charging cars.
What about
What's up?
gifted? Come on now.
I mean, you drank some victory fuel and that thing put you in victory lane, right?
Got me some boost, man. Some nitro.
That's right. It sure did. Walk us through your night. Very casual, laid back. About mid race, though, you had some troubles with the 14 trying to pass him. I thought he was holding you up quite a bit. Wasn't sure if that was just you just taking it easy or if he was legit holding you back. But between that and Ryan Bean having a little bit of a pit stop entrance problems, kind of helped you along the way. So just kind of walk us through your night.
Tonight, because we had such long runs, I wanted to minimize mistakes. I've been having a bunch of mistakes, on pit road or strategy, and I was really just trying to take it easy in that first stint, trying not to burn up the stuff, trying to stay with them guys, just trying to hang out and run there. And me and Ryan pitted, and Ryan had issues right in front of me. I came back out, and I was running basically by myself because we had separated a little bit because I think the guys in front of us pitted. So I was kind of by myself and clean air. And then I caught back up, and then the second stint with the 14, yeah, he was slowing me all over the place. I don't know what was up with that. He wasn't technically doing anything wrong. There was nothing wrong there, but a little common courtesy to a leader would have been kind of nice. But it is what it is. Burned up a lot of my tire with that though, unfortunately. And then I decided to run long because everybody was trying to split the stage. So I tried to run long so that on my last pit stop, I could take two tires and as little fuel as possible. And I had caught back up to everybody right as they started to pit again. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. And yeah, I was catching them. And then the two leaders got running side by side together. And then I was catching them faster. And then Ryan let me by, which was cool. It actually worked out for him too by getting, catching back up and getting second. And we were able to crossed that line first for a change. That was freaking awesome.
Heck yeah, man! Yeah, you finally got your victory here tonight, and just a very, very good, consistent job as always. I thought maybe you extended a little bit too far on that
Yeah.
second pit stop. Everyone pitted so early on the first one; it threw me and Dustin for a loop trying to figure out who was
it
going to do
did.
it.
It did.
It did
Yeah.
hard, and then Kevin Ruff and Bob Fitzpatrick kind of like really extended it. I'm like, okay, they can make it on one more stop. That's kind of impressive. Why didn't everybody else think of that? Like, but did you know what kind of fuel strategy you had in mind before you showed up tonight?
Nope, not a plan. I was like I said, I was trying to pace them guys, and last week I got off sequence with most of their team. So I'm like, all right, this week I'm not going to try to do anything silly, and then that lasted for a pit stop. But then when I came out, I'm like, man, did we pit too early? I can't. There's no way we're making it on one stop. So then I'm like, well, I'm running pretty good. Do I go long and then short pit, or do I go halfsies? And Ryan, I guess, decided to go halfsies. But yeah, it was. I kind of made it up as I went along. Went along. It was kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like a hail mary, I guess.
Well, and played out for you at the end. 1 second lead and victory over the 28 Ryan Bean. I'm sure that feels good to finally be in victory lane after putting in a lot of hard work. Quoted from Ryan Bean, so he sees the work that you're putting in here on Tuesdays, and congratulations, man! You finally got one. So, final thoughts before we let you go.
I got to thank the Nerds Motorsports. I got to thank Victory Fuel for being on board. I got to thank all my teammates for our work in practice and for cheering us everybody on during the race. We're a good group of guys here. So thanks to the league for coming back and putting on the races. I think we've come back, and I think they're building something a little bit better and stronger here. So that's awesome. And thanks to you guys. I can't wait to actually watch this back and see me in victory lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And one side question: I know you, at least on the Monday side, you buy the person who wins the race a 4 pack at Victory Fuel. Do you just buy yourself the 4 pack tonight?
Yeah, probably. I'll buy. Although I have a whole stockpile now of Victor Fuel in the closet, so we may or may not buy some more. I have a subscription to them, so they come every month, which is awesome. But one last note, though, I do want to thank all the guys in the league. They put on an awesome race tonight. I think everybody did a fantastic job. No cautions. We ran the whole race side by side racing, and that was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. There for sure. Great product on the track tonight. So good notation of that, man. Well, congratulations. Job well done. And we'll catch you next week. See if we can do back to back.
We'll give it a shot. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. And that was Richie Coy, driver of the number 19 Victory Fuel Ford Mustang. And Dustin, we talked about it, and Richie Coy kind of re-brought it back up. So since it's in the air fresh, the admins, we took that 2 week hiatus. They cleaned up a lot of things. You see some drivers that are not here anymore. You see some new faces. And man, oh man, the product on the track is completely different, much better, much more cleaner. So just a huge shout out to the admins that have kind of put this thing back together and making it way more enjoyable for the whole field.
Yeah, and it really has. I mean, it's a testament to come and pull 135 laps here at Chicagoland and do it flag to flag, caution free. I mean, we had some couple real close calls there. The incident with the 15 and the 99. We had the incident with the 14, locking it up and keeping it off the wall. Real close calls there. But, I mean, flag to flag, caution free. I mean, that's a testament to not only the admins and the work that they're putting in behind the scenes, but the drivers as well. It's one thing, for the admins to put in the time and the effort, the dedication, but the drivers have to believe in that, and they have to listen and follow suit with that as well. They have to follow the rules, and they have to stand behind it. And the drivers that they have here are definitely doing that, and it shows tonight. I mean, not a lot of places go flag to flag without at least one caution. But RSR BestOne Cup Series did it tonight, and there was racing action all over the place. So it was excellent racing all the way, Jeremy. It's definitely looking forward at the rest of the remaining part of this second half of the season to see exactly what happens, because we got some banger tracks coming up, buddy. Man, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, there's road courses, 2 milers, short tracks, everything's in
Monza,
the mix here.
Monza, I mean, come on,
Monza.
Monza. I mean, they're throwing in all kinds of stuff here, so there's some bangers coming.
Is it Monza or Motegi?
Oh no, oh no, it's Motegi. My bad, not Monza,
Okay.
Motegi. Thank you
I
for
say
the correction.
Monza. That'd be a right turn super speedway for the memories for
Yeah.
RSR. That'd be a one and done.
Yeah, no,
track
Motegi.
is-
You are correct. It is Motegi.
Still, it's a fantastic track. They're very wide, the Darlington, but with 10 lanes to choose from essentially. So that'll be a cool one to watch when that does come up. But yeah, appreciate y'all joining in. Clean race. Some funness at the end for those who stood along with us the whole 135 laps. And Dustin, we got old Scott Martin to take it away for us the rest of the thank yous. So you guys stay safe, get your nerd on as always, and we will see you on Saturday for the simultaneous broadcast of our cars at OP, and then Sunday for the Global Sim Racing Truck Series. So see you then.
This presentation is brought to you in part by
Martin Sports. Get the apparel, look stylish, be badass with apparel from Martin Sports. martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag. Must-have flag marshaling system for any aspiring sim racer. Get yours today at iracingiflag.com. Boomer button boxes. Total sim control at your fingertips. boomerbuttonboxes.com. If you race hard, then you need to rock hard.
And no station gets you harder than
iRock935.com. If you're a collector and that's your game, then Dusty Pete's, that's the name. DustyPete's.com. TW.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell into play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared. Forward we march. Welcome to the world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared. Forward we march. Welcome to the world. All the light you try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to the world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared. Forward we march. Welcome to the world. All the light you try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you